LeBron James is not happy with a new mock draft that has removed his son Bronny from the 2024 mock draft to the 2025. Essentially, Bronny James is just not good enough to be a one and done player. And LeBron sounded off on Twitter in a post and delete. He said, yo, can y'all please just let the kid be a kid and enjoy college basketball? The work and results will ultimately do the talking no matter what he decides to do. If y'all don't know, he doesn't care what a mock draft says. He just works. If you are like me and love flexing your NBA knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports. That's Underdog Fantasy. For me, I love the pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you got to do is go to the Underdog Fantasy website or app, pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that game, get all your picks right, and you can win up to 20 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use my code FERRO, your deposit will get doubled. You can't beat that. Again, head over to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy's website or app, use my code FERRO, and your first deposit will get doubled. As many of you know, I have an endless amount of respect for not just LeBron James, the athlete, but LeBron James, the man, and what he stands for. As a man that's married, trying to grow my family, what LeBron represents is nothing short of excellence across the board. I would say this to LeBron, though. Maybe you should take your own advice and then let your son, Bronny, just be a kid. I don't think this was the media that first put the pressure on Bronny. I think it was dad, just being a dad and loving his boy and thinking about a world where he plays in the NBA with his boy. I think LeBron maybe started some of these expectations for Bronny that have only increased over time. I got a couple things that come to mind. I remember watching Bronny around 7th, 8th grade and seeing another young bull by the name of Mikey Williams look like the star of that AAU squad. And then all of a sudden I looked around and I didn't see Mikey Williams around Bronny no more. I believe there was a decision made by LeBron's camp to remove Mikey from Bronny, because there were many times where you would watch Bronny, and it's still like that to this day, and forget he's on the court. And that is nowhere near the greatness of his dad. His dad is so great, you never forget when LeBron's on the court. And speaking about that, also LeBron just being LeBron adds immense pressure to anybody that comes behind him, especially the one that pretty much bears his name. If we're going to be honest and have real conversations about LeBron James, we oftentimes give Bron credit for how much he's speaking out. And over the years, despite being a billionaire, the face of the NBA, LeBron has not shied away from political issues. We oftentimes give Michael Jordan blame for not being as vocal when he was clearly the most influential athlete in the world. Sometimes we should maybe look at the other side of the glass, though. Michael Jordan not speaking out oftentimes probably helped his kids, specifically Marcus Jordan, not get as much of the attention that Bronny James has already got, because it does not appear as if though Bronny is any better than what Marcus Jordan was at this point. I watched Bronny a few times at USC. He seems to be an average collegiate player. Nothing's wrong with that. He's rich. Whether he works out in the NBA or not, he's rich. I know we all want to see LeBron and Bronny on the court. Listen, as soon as it happens, I'll be the first at the game. I promise you that. But it hasn't happened yet. And it may not happen. And some will say if it does happen, it'll be because dad pretty much put it out there. If you draft my boy, you will get me as well. I remember LeBron tweeting out years ago, my son is better than some NBA players right now. I'm looking around the league and I love what Bronny represents, just being a kid in college. So this has nothing to do with Bronny, but just being unbiased on watching him play the game that he loves. There's no NBA player that Bronny is better than. And obviously when we mix in what happened with the young man in his heart, so thankful that God has allowed him to still be with us. Bronny James is not good enough to make it to the NBA. He's not good enough right now. We got to be honest. I don't think that's being mean to Bronny by just telling the truth. He's not good enough to be an NBA player. I have yet to see the day where I thought that's an NBA player. He reminds me of Donovan Mitchell, but it's kind of disrespectful to even use that comparison. He's not a good NBA player. He's not an NBA player at all. That's all I have. And again, I remember Bron making some posts, doing some interviews, the one with Savannah. Remember when he's talking with Savannah and Savannah's like, I just want my kid to be the greatest kid. And LeBron's like, nah, I want to play in the league with my boy. And that's just a father being a father. That's just love for the son. But what comes with that love is the fact that your son bears your name. By the way, have you seen Bryce Maximus? That kid is going to be a good NBA player. I've been saying that for years. Bryce is the one. No disrespect to Bronny. Keep being a kid, young bull, and just living life and enjoying college. And you're rich in college. I can only imagine how much fun you're having. Bryce Maximus is an NBA player. That kid's got his dad's frame up top, and he looks like him. Time, love, and support is what your boy would never take for granted. What y'all think about LeBron signing off on the media? My only thing is I feel like Bron brought a lot of expectations on his son. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am FERRO.